What's up, guys? Welcome to the Casual Horror Fan channel. My name is Dan. Today, we're going to be reacting to the 10 scariest movies of all time, according to Rotten Tomatoes. And Rotten Tomatoes is the premier review site on the internet. So I think they should have a good list, but let's see if it passes my test and yours. They start off with It from 2017. I don't hate this pick. It feels like it shouldn't be here because it's like, it's a recent movie. It didn't like frighten the world. It's not something people really talk about as a super scary movie. I do think this movie's terrifying. I don't hate it on this list. I don't think it made my list, but I definitely don't hate it on this list. I think it's a respectable pick. At number 9, they have Insidious from 2010, directed by James Wan, starring Patrick Wilson, obviously, who later known for the Conjuring fame. I think that this could be on here. A lot of people pick Insidious as like one of their scariest of all times, and it's definitely really scary. I think it relies a little too heavy on the jump scare to be put into like that all-time list. Again, fear is horror might be subjective, but fear is super subjective. Like, I don't think it's a bad pick. it definitely wouldn't. It's probably not on my list. At number 8, they have a film that's definitely on my list. It's Sinister from 2012, starring Ethan Hawke. If you don't know, this is considered, I think they did like some scientific study. For what it's worth, this is considered the scariest. This is scientifically proven to be the scariest film of all time. I think it's up there, man. I think it's like top 3. I did do a list on my scariest, which I'll link if you guys want to see it. It's terrifying. I watched this as an adult, and this terrified me. I also think it's a really good movie. I haven't watched the sequels yet. Let me know if you think I should watch the sequels. But I definitely really liked Sinister. They have Halloween from 1978. I kind of want to see what they say here. Halloween is frequently cited as one of the earliest examples of the slasher genre as we know it today, and while it may not feature the same kind of realistic gore we've come to expect of films in that category, it packs a lot of tension and some inventive thrills in a relatively small-scale package. Listen, I love Halloween. I think it is amazing. I do think that there's a small flaw, although I'm open to changing my mind on it. And if you watch my video on like great movies that have a flaw, I think Loomis is just a little bit over the top based on the information that he has. But nonetheless, I love Halloween. However, I first saw Halloween in maybe like 2000-ish, 2002 at the latest. So I would have been like 12, 13. Didn't scare me then. I mean, it was creepy, and we loved it. Like, I remember we set our ringers. It was we had, the Halloween song was our ringers on our phones. That was when you had ringtones on your phone, and I was obsessed with it. But it didn't like terrify me, even at like 12, 13. Where I would have been much more susceptible to being terrified. I think it's a great movie. I think it's a top 10 horror movie of all time. I think it's definitely not top 10 scariest. At number 6. They have The Ring from 2002. I'll say this, and I've spoken about The Ring a few times. The Ring, for its time, terrified a generation. Again, I was 13. I remember where I was when I watched this movie. I was at my friend Ryan Hollander's house, and when she comes out of the TV, I turned around, and I'm not a cover your eyes kind of guy. I turned around because I was so mortified by what was on my screen. And Ryan had these large glass windows, and you could still see the reflection. I remember just being absolutely horrified, and everyone was. Everyone was traumatized by this movie. It was truly that scary. I just don't know if it's held up. I think I watched it again, and I was like, yeah, it's good. I need to watch this movie again before I could say either way. For its time, absolutely. I definitely wouldn't consider it the greatest, but it definitely was a really good movie, and I don't dislike it on this list. I just don't think it would make my list, although I'm not totally sure. At number 5, we have 1974's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So for me, this is going to be grouped very similar to Halloween. And honestly, I think this is higher up on my list. This is definitely a top 5 horror films of all time. Might even be top 4 or 3. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it's fantastic. I think it's oppressive. It's like sweaty. It's gross. It's grimy. It's low budget. And I literally think that's one of the few times that it actually adds to the film. That they're sweating in the middle of Texas because they don't have a place to cool down, and you see it on the film. And Leatherface is an amazing villain. This is an awesome, awesome movie. Don't get me wrong, but top 10 scariest, not today. To me, it doesn't really scare me that much. It unsettles me. It's great. It's a great watch, but it's not on my list. At number 4, they have The Shining from 1980. Yeah. The Shining is terrifying. Everything about The Shining is terrifying. The Shining is amazing. It's top 2, top 3 horror movie for me. I do think it's still on this list. I mean, it doesn't have the jump scares that you're going to expect, and that you'll get in like Sinister or Insidious, but it is just, even the music. The other day, we had friends over to our house, and one of the daughters, she starts going, dun, 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 dun. I was like, how do you know that? She's like, I love The Shining. I was like, me too. That's amazing. Why do you love The Shining? And then we had this big conversation. Dude, it is still terrifying though. The scene with the woman, the hag, that will haunt your nightmares. The twins, or they're actually not twins, they're 8 and 10, but the girls, the blood, the Danny, Jack. I think this deserves to be on the top 10 scariest. The Conjuring from 2013. Okay, here's what I'll say. I think it's totally fair to be on this list because everybody finds this movie absolutely terrifying. To me, I think it's pretty scary. It's not on my top 10 list. I think The Conjuring 2 is way scarier. I think Annabelle Creation is way exponentially scarier than this. Like, I don't even think it's the scariest of the Conjuring universe. It's a good movie. I don't love it. I should love it. I don't. It's just, it doesn't do that much for me, and I haven't really quite figured it out. At number 2, they have Hereditary. I agree, guys. I kind of wish I didn't agree because it's like elevated horror, and I just want to be an everyman and kind of a regular guy and be like, this is snobby. It's up its own ass. Hereditary is terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. I wouldn't say from start to finish, but there's horrifying aspects and there's imagery from start to finish that's just awful and difficult to watch. And the crescendo, the ending, will stick with you. I think this is, I don't even hate the placement. I might have it a little bit further down, but I think that this is a good pick. At number 1, they say The Exorcist. So I was pretty young when I watched The Exorcist. And I think if we're going to like historically, like what's considered the scariest movie of all time, it would definitely be The Exorcist. And let me tell you this, like, it's an amazing movie. It's a great movie. I love the messaging in it. And it still, 50 years later, terrifies. There's no question about it. But does it still hold up? Like, if you were to watch The Exorcist and the next day watch Hereditary, which one's going to scare you more? To me, I would probably put Hereditary above it. Honestly, I wouldn't put Hereditary as the scariest movie of all time, but I think Insidious is scarier than The Exorcist. Or not Insidious. I think Sinister is scarier than The Exorcist. But nonetheless, I think this should definitely be number 1 on the list. But I wonder how much of those votes are legacy votes. Anyway, guys, that's my list. If you enjoyed my reaction to this list, let me know what you think below. What would you remove? What would you add? And also, if you want to see more content like this, again, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's a young channel. We're trying to grow it out. But if otherwise, I will see you in the next one because I am out.